Hello everyone, this is Sophia and Briar once again, and today I'm going to be showing you, or well, I guess talking through a little bit about some of my poems in a compendium of fragments. There might be two parts to this video because I do want to talk about some of the poems more than I want to talk about some of the other parts. But I will be going through each section. This is just the proof copy of the book, so this is not what it's going to look like finally. Like, I want to make the title bigger, my name bigger. The spine is really off except for my name down there. That one's fine. And of course this is not going to be on here because it is proof copy, so it has a watermark. But anyway, let's move on. So the first one I wanted to talk about a little bit was What I've Become. Is a sort of a longer poem. It's 2 pages, a little bit over. And this one, as well as the next poem after this, Drowning Deep, were written sort of as responses to one another. What I Become, I wrote in my first year of college. It was for a prompt. I can't really remember what the sort of prompt it was. I kind of like did it with my own flair, of course. And then Drowning Deep was once again in like sort of a response to that, and more of an elaboration. Drowning Deep went through a lot of revisions, especially the last couple lines, and so did What I Become. Like, especially, I always have trouble with the last couple lines of poems for some reason. But it definitely happened a lot, and I just wanted to talk about that. I might also read a little bit of it. But let's see which one I can read. I'm just going to read the last couple lines of What I Become and probably the last couple lines of Drowning Deep because it's kind of interesting how I did it. So all I have learned from where I came from and what I have become is that there are only 2 futures for me. I can either rise above all my demons, or to them I can finally succumb. I use that a lot. Yeah, I use the finally succumb. And then Drowning Deep, let's go to the very end. Let's start at this last stanza, sort of. That's the last stanza, but let's go this way. I've heard that I am funny. I've heard that I make people laugh and smile. I've heard that my humor is quick, dry, that it will sometimes creep in where you don't expect it to be. But I wonder if I am actually funny, or are people just messing with me? Because people love to tease, so I can't tell when a joke actually catches a spark. So I make it my job to do that with my stories, to break up all the dark. I wish I had more motivation to do things. I wish I didn't feel imposter syndrome so much. I wish I had more motivation to compose my chapters and depict my lands. But even if I do complete my endless list of goals, the hourglass of time just keeps covering them up with sand. Because I'm drowning deep in the depths of the lyrics of Odysseus and the worlds that are not my own, I'm drowning deep in the depths of my dark thoughts and in people that I cannot see until someone can finally join me. So, yeah, and as you can see, I'm talking about Epic the Musical. That's when this one was written. I was obsessed with it. But anyway, let's move on to another one. So here's Burning. This one, as I mentioned before, is where this one on the back comes from, which I did change a little bit. Instead of saying, now you ask who would set the world on fire, it says, now you ask who set the world on fire. I just moved one word because it made more sense. But anyway, Burning was a short little poem that came to my mind after watching one of Ray in Wonderland. I think that's her tag on Instagram as well as YouTube. One of her videos where it was talking about like characters who would burn down the world for the main love interest or something like that, like the boys would do that. And I was thinking, and I had read some of those books, and I was thinking mainly Jax from Once Upon a Broken Heart, because she mentioned him, and then I was like, I didn't particularly agree with what she said, and there's mainly because there's this one line that I think is also in The Ballad of Never After, but also mentioned in A Curse for True Love, which is where I have it marked. because Evangeline knew he would carry her through more than just freezing waters. He would pull her through fire if he had to, haul her from the clutches of war, from falling cities and breaking worlds. I don't think, I mean, he might burn the world down for her, but I think he would more like pull her through a burning world, you know, like he would be with her just one last time, even while the world is burning around them. So I just kind of didn't agree with what she was saying. And this poem came from that. And I just kind of did this in like one sitting. This one came out really well upon like first revision or something. I made like a tiny little bit of revision sometimes, but not much. So there you go. But I don't really want to read this one as much because, well, it's fun. It's fun by itself. I do not need to explain it any more than that. And I will probably also link that video if I can find it. I think we're going to end it there. So then the next one we will be talking about is Valentine's Day and Tombstone, and I don't know. So we'll be talking about those ones next in part 2, and I'm pretty sure that'll be interesting. So, bye!